Good morning, friends. This is Durga from IT University. As you guys know, this is backup for my live training for my live audience. Those who are watching me on YouTube live, if we could not answer your questions, bear with us. This is primarily backup for my students who are joining the sessions on WebEx. Hence, I will not be able to go through all the questions that will be popping up in YouTube live chat. That being said, people on WebEx, please confirm that you guys can see my screen and also can hear me. Can you guys confirm? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, thank you. So let us get started. I hope you don't have any questions with respect to collections material which is covered so far. Hence, I am moving forward to cover the next topic in collections, which is set, and then we will also see map. Okay, I am opening the material. So there are few questions. Let me take those questions before we get into the set and map. So Somali is asking how to get 2 columns from the TSV file. So if you go through the exercises which I have exercises page, I have written the code here about how to split the data and how to process it further. So please practice this, and if you still have the questions, I'll be glad to respond. So Gopi is asking, list and array can use the index to get the element, right? List of one can get element and array of one get the element. What is the difference between linear sequence and indexed sequence? The major difference is performance. Array of one is faster, list of one is not faster. If you say list of one, it has to start from the 0th element and then go to the next element to fetch the value in it. Whereas the array of one, the way it will be built, there will be a proper index, and when you say array of one, it will directly go and fetch the results. It's only performance. Okay. So now let us talk about set. So set is iterable, which contain unique elements. As it does not allow duplicate values, you cannot have a fixed length for set. Yeah, sequence have both length and index, whereas set doesn't have both. Even though we can access data using index, it might not return same value always. Whereas with the list or array, as long as you don't update the values, you will get the same value, unless you delete the element in the beginning or the end, you will always get the same value. Whereas set, it need not be the case. And here is the link for the official documentation if you want. Let us see how we can use mutable and immutable set in a demo. And we will talk further. Okay, again, you need to be familiar. So Bala is asking, let me take that question in a moment. So there are few questions. So let me go through one after the other. By default, all the collection are mutable except array. Array is mutable, and it need not be that all the collections are mutable. List is not mutable. List is immutable. You might be saying that all the collections are immutable. Probably that is not the case. It all depends upon the one you are using. So when I say array, it is actually in the Scala main library. Okay, so if you see here, if you just type array, you will get the actual fully qualified path of that. It is Scala.array. Whereas list, It is from scala.collection.immutable.list. So these APIs are just exposed to you for your convenience. The actual fully qualified class name for list is scala.collection.immutable.list. Similarly, you have vector. Vector is also immutable. Set is also immutable. Map is also immutable, I guess. It need not be the case that even though whatever we are seeing are immutable, it need not be the case with everything. You just have to go to the material and understand. Okay, they are just providing you shortcuts or convenient way of accessing these commonly used collections. That's it. If you there is a linked list also. If you say linked list, it will say not available. Okay, or sorted set is another one. It's say not available. To access those things, you have to say select scala.collection. Then you have to check where these are, and you have to get it from there. So scala.collection.sorted map is here. Sorted set. So these things, I'm not sure whether they are mutable or immutable. Probably these are traits than classes. Classes, I think, are categorized under mutable and immutable packages. There will be conflict of names, and also it is a bit unorganized. I feel it could be my lack of knowledge that I could not get the proper logic behind why they have created this collection packages like this, or it could be a problem in their side also. They might not have organized these classes and traits in an appropriate fashion. Okay. So the next question is, suppose in the order class we have delimited hyphen, we want to get all the individual years. Yeah, this you have to practice. I think then you will be able to get. So I don't understand what the question is, Gopi, here. Can you let me know if we can? Okay, you are asking for the alternative ways. Definitely there will be alternative ways for everything. You just have to explore those things. Whatever comes to your mind, if you think it is efficient enough, just go for it. Okay. If you want, you can put this as part of the discuss.itversity.com. Probably someone will respond to you. Okay, 1 minute. Suppose, let me get the question once again. Suppose in the order case class, we have date delimited by hyphen. We want to get all the individual years, months, and days. I got this logic. Yeah, this is one way of doing it. If you actually convert the, so there's a date data type also. I'm not sure whether it is available in date in Scala directly. Somewhere in the package of Scala, there could be date data type. If it is not available here, all Java data types are accessible through Scala. So you just need to probably java.util might have the date. Yeah. So you can use this. You can use this, and you can apply. So date have functions which convert string to date, and there are handy way to actually extract year, month, and date by providing proper format. So if you're knowledgeable enough on java.util.date, you can use that also. If there is a counterpart in Scala, you can search for it. You can try to use that also. Okay, but this is one of the simplest way of getting the details. But people might not be able to understand that easily. Yes, Gopi, you need to understand how to format the string into the date and create the date object and apply the functions that are available as part of the date class, the Java date class in this case. Probably there might be a Scala alternative also. So Suman is saying we can import scala.collection.mutable. Let us see if it is there. Scala.collection.mutable. And there is no list in this package. You just have to hit the tab and autofill the details, and there is no list here. Okay. Yeah. In some cases like set, there is a mutable and immutable. Linked list is a bit different. Probably list is also a linked list, and they named it as for simplicity purpose. But you specifically asked for mutable.list. So I'm saying there is no list here. Yeah, if you want to use mutable list, probably you can use mutable linked list, and you can perform certain actions. But one of the thing you need to keep in mind with respect to list is you should not update the elements, because to update you have to access that element, and accessing the element you cannot do through index. You have to go linearly. Even though you say linked list of 1 equal to something, it has to go from 0 to 1, and then only it will be able to update. So if you want to use mutable, if you want to use a certain, if there is a collection of elements where there is a length and index, and if you want to make it a mutable thing where you can randomly access the elements and perform actions on them, go for array. Don't use linked list, which is mutable. But if you have collection of elements and which have both length and index, but you don't want to randomly access by index, but you want to process the entire collection together, you have to choose the list. Okay, so you need to understand these fundamental details about these data structures, and you have to make the decision. Okay. So Bala is saying, yeah, set also there is mutable and immutable. You can update the elements in the set by using mutable, but by default, whatever is accessible in the shortcut way, it is actually immutable, not mutable. Okay, and this is a trait. Set is a trait, not a concrete class. The concrete classes are sorted set, etc. But we can use set and all these things will come up with object with an apply method, so we can directly create a set of elements even though we cannot instantiate an object for that class. I'm not sure, Suman. If you can unmute and ask, probably you can import whatever you want, but what you need to understand is which collection you should use for what purpose. Okay, so if there is a collection, okay, cool. Let me finish this. If there is a collection and you want to process it as a unit, but once in a while you want to update one element for whatever reason, in very rare and exception scenarios, in that extreme scenario, you might go with linked list. But if you frequently randomly access elements using some index, then you have to go for array. You should not use linked list, even though mutable linked list is available. If there is no need to update anything in any point in time, and if you want to access everything as one unit, you should go for list. Okay. If it should not have duplicate values, you should go for set. It's as simple as that. And if a simple integer like 0 to any integer is not indexed, but some other value can be the index, then you have to go for map. So that's how you should decide the data structure that needs to be used for your collection. All these are collections, whether it is list under sequence, array under sequence, or set or map. All these are collections at a higher level which have different characteristics. You need to understand those characteristics, and you have to make the right choice depending upon your problem statement or your requirement. Okay, so now let's perform certain operations. Again, as Bala have mentioned, we have Scala.collection.mutable.set. We also have immutable set. Okay, so if I say val s equal to, we can give fully qualified path also like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2. It eliminated the duplicates, and you got the unique values. And this is immutable set. Okay, now if I say s dot and hit a tab, as I have mentioned to you earlier, there won't be update. Update will be available only for mutable. So you cannot update element in the set. Okay, and you can actually access the elements using index. Okay, so here, okay, sorry, if we actually say s of 1 like this, it actually check whether that element is accessible, is available or not. It will not fetch the element from here. So 1 is part of the set, so that's why it return true. If I say s of 5, it will return false. Okay, and I think there is this also. Okay, there is no get. I thought there is a way to get individual elements also. Let me see if that is possible. I think it is not possible. You cannot get the individual element by index. As set does not have the index, you cannot access the elements. So they have limited that feature. You cannot access an element using index because set will not guarantee you the same result whenever you try to access with the index. Okay. And by default, set is not sorted. If you want to sort it, you can use sorted set, and you can get the results sorted. So now let us create the mutable set. So I will be creating ms for mutable set, and then Scala dot collection dot mutable dot set. Let me get the values here. Okay, so the result is same, but if I hit ms dot and hit tab, there is the update method. Okay, so either I can say ms dot update, and we can actually hit, sorry, it takes two things, element and boolean. So in this case, update means it's not updating a individual element, it is updating the set itself, like adding a new element to the set. If it is a immutable set, you cannot add. Okay, now I can say ms dot update. Let me say 7. Okay, let us see what it will do. So not enough arguments, so we have to, let us give as false, and okay, ms, now let us give it as true and see what will happen. Now if you type ms, there is 7. So if you say false, I don't know why they have provided. I thought when you say false, if it already exists, it might complain, or it might ignore. For that reason, probably they might have added this. I assumed that, but that is not correct. Now I'm not clear why this boolean included is made available. That I don't know at this time. But if you want to add element to the existing set, if it is mutable, you can say like this: ms.update 7, true. You can also use shortcut using these operators. So there are a bunch of operators to manipulate the sets. That's what, Sandeep, there is no index for set. You cannot tell which position to add. It will add randomly wherever it wants. That's the difference between set and sequence. There is no index or length for set. Okay. Length is there depending upon the size, but not not in the sense that you say I want to create a set of 10 elements or 20 elements. You cannot define like that. If you keep on adding duplicates to it, it will eliminate the duplicates. So when even length function is not available on the set, there is last option. Length is not available, but there is a size. Probably somewhere there should be a size to get the number of elements in the set. Okay. Anyway, now there is a you don't need to use ms.update like this to update. If you say ms dot and hit tab, you have these additional operators which you can use, which are more intuitive for you to operate on the sets. Okay, so here let us see few examples. So if you want to create a new set by adding element, you can use like this. So in this case, let's say I just want to let us see what is ms now, and I want to add 8 as ms. I think I have to use like this, ms plus 8. Yeah, now 8 is added to ms. No, it actually created the new collection. ms plus 8 means you can add elements to the set and you can assign it to a new thing. That is the purpose of ms plus. Okay, and if it is mutable set, then only these 4 options will be available: plus equal to, plus plus equal to, minus equal to, and minus minus equal to. If you use plus equal to, so in this case, if I say ms plus equal to 8, it is like update statement. Okay, so when you say ms plus equal to, it actually invoke the update. So if you want to remove the element, you can say ms minus equal to 8. Now if you can see ms, you have 1, 2, 3, 7, 4. Okay, there is also plus plus. Let me see what is the purpose of plus plus. If I have an example, let me try ms plus plus equal to, I think plus plus is to add 2 sets. So for example, if I want to add all the elements from an existing set to this set, I can say set of 6, 9, 11, 1. Okay, now I can see ms, these new elements also added to that. So plus plus is to add set of elements to this set. Minus minus is to remove set of elements from it. Okay, so if I create immutable set, that's correct statement. Plus and minus work with mutable as well as immutable, whereas wherever there is a equal, those things will not be work. Those things will not work with immutable sets. Okay, now if I hit s dot and tab, you see there is no equal related operators. Okay, so that is about set. And additional operations which we typically perform on set are union, intersect, and difference. Okay, I hope everyone is familiar with union, intersection, and difference. Union means all the unique elements from 2 sets. Intersection means all common elements from both the sets. And then difference means OS1 difference of OS2 means the elements which are only there in OS1 but not in OS2, or set 1 but not in set 2. Okay, so here even this one, so when we actually use plus equal to, right, let me go to here. So here you need to understand the difference between plus equal to and the union operator. Okay, union operator is this one, plus equal to is something else. So first let me create immutables. Let me import so that I don't need to give the fully qualified path all the time. Okay, so now I am creating a new set, 2 sets, val s1 equal to set 1, 2, 3, 5, and val s2 equal to set 1, 6, 8. Okay, so if I say s1 type s2, you got 1, 5, 2, 6, 3, 8. Okay, similarly if I say s1 plus plus s2, because I am adding 2 sets, we have to use plus plus. If it is only adding one element, you just have to say plus. If I say s1 plus plus s2, I got the same result. So what is the difference between the two? So union is a set operation. Okay, plus plus is a collection operation. It's a more generic operation. So using plus plus, you can add a set and any traversable. It need not be set itself. So in this case, if I say S1 plus plus list of 1, 6, 8, still it have given the 152638. But if I say S1 type list of 1, 6, 8, it will not work. Okay, so plus plus is adding two collections. It's a more generic operator which is available in almost all the collection based classes, whereas pipe is only available for set operations for to union multiple sets. Okay, and now if you want to get the intersection of it, you just have to say S1 and S2. So no, S1 ampersand is for difference, I guess. No, intersect only. Okay, sorry, S1 and S2. So only one is common in both, that's why we got one. And if I want to get the difference, I just have to say ampersand tilde. Tilde is you will see that on the left side of your number 1. There is a button on the left side of your number 1 in your keyboard. There you will see the tilde. And then S2, 5, 2, 3 are there in S1 but not in S2. Similarly, if I say S2 ampersand S1, it will return 6 and 8. Okay, so those are set operations. In this case, I have given examples on our order itself, and you can explore these things and try to understand how we can actually perform these operations on a bit complex data structure, complex elements also. Okay, that being said, if you want to perform certain operations, for example, if you say S1 dot and hit tab, there are a bunch of APIs, and these APIs will be available. Most of these APIs will be available on the list also. Okay, val L equal to list of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you should know how to convert a list to set to list, and depending upon the use case as part of the flow, at any point, if you just want to get the eliminate the duplicate values from the collection, just convert to set. And if you want to do a particular operation which is available only on the list but not on the set, because if you see, list have a lot more options than set. The number of operations are a lot more extensive in list than set. So if you want to perform certain operation which is available on list but not on set, and if your data structure is set, you can convert it into list by saying to list. So you need to be familiar with all these two functions. Depending upon the requirement, you should be able to convert one collection to the other collection, and you should be able to use the APIs which are available for that collection. Okay, for example, sort is available on the list, but I think it is not available on the set. There is no sort operations. So if you want to sort the data, because if you look at S1 dot, there is no sort operations. S1 is a set, right? So if you want to sort this data, what you need to do is S1 dot toList dot sorted, because the elements in the collection are of type integers, which have the implicit ordering. The sorted will work, and data will be sorted automatically. For more complex things, you have to use sort with or sort by to sort the data, which I have demonstrated yesterday. If you are not able to recollect, please go back and watch that, where I have covered sorting the data quite extensively. Okay, so that being said, that is it with respect to set. We will be going to map. If you have any questions with set or list, let me know. Yeah, it will be list. Once we use toList, it will be list. If you want to change it to set again, you have to say to set again. So Piyush, sorry Piyush, I could not, I did not see this. So he said even plus operator works in immutable. So here you need to understand. We have S1. Let's say I have created a immutable set. Scala dot collection dot immutable dot set. Let me give the variable name here. Set1 equal to. Okay, and here 1, 2, 3, 4. So now set1 have these 4 elements. If I say if it is a mutable set or immutable set, when you say set1 plus, when you add new element, it will actually create a new variable. You cannot update the existing one. So whether it is mutable or immutable, plus will behave the same manner. Okay. If you want to update, the set have to be mutable, where you have access to plus equal to plus equal to, and you can update the existing set itself. So to answer your question, even plus operator works in immutable set. Yes, that is correct. In both the cases, the behavior will be the same. But if you want to update the set, you have to make it mutable. Existing set, you have to make it mutable. With plus, you have to assign it to a new variable. You cannot update the existing set. Whether it is mutable or immutable, the behavior is same. Okay, so Kishore is saying if I convert list to set, yeah, that's what I have demonstrated here. I have used correct. Sorry, I showed the other way where I have converted a set to list and then sorted the data. Yes, if you want to just eliminate the duplicates, you just have to set to set on the list and duplicates will be eliminated. Yeah, Sandeep, that's correct. Your statement is correct. And the behavior is same whether the set is mutable or immutable. Plus is just to add to the existing set, and it has to be assigned to a different variable. If it is var, you can reassign it to the same variable. If it is val, you cannot reassign it to the same variable. Okay, so let me demonstrate that also. Now the set is immutable. Okay, and also I have declared it as val. I can convert it into var, and then I can say set1 equal to set1 plus 8. Okay, here the set1 itself is mutable. Hence, I am reassigning the entire set to it. I am able to do that. Okay, so this will be similar to plus equal to on a mutable set, but the performance of plus equal to will be much better than this. Here it has to destroy the existing set and reassign the set. So performance will be better with plus equal to than creating the set as mutable variable and then adding the element to it and reassigning to it. Okay, so you need to practice these things so that these things will be implanted to your mind. So let's move on. We'll come back to these questions. And the next very important data structure is map. So each map is iterable of key and value pairs. Okay, and this one also doesn't have length and index. Okay, because the keys are unique. Okay, so when you try to update based on a key, or when you try to add a new key value, the existing record will be updated. I will be demonstrating in a moment so that you will understand. But before that, let us understand we can represent this key value pairs in two ways. Either key hyphen greater than symbol value or key comma value in circular brackets. Both mean same. Okay, so if I say key value or key value, both are same. Okay, so map is collection of these key value pairs. This itself is not map. Map is collection of these key value pairs. So now let me create a map val m equal to map. Again, this is immutable. There is a mutable map also, I guess. Okay, and then let me say 1 hello 4 world who how. So this is the map I have created. So even though I have created elements using both the notation, in the end it is represented in one way. Okay. Now if I want to access, I can pass the key in the circular brackets. So m of 1 will get you the hello, m of 4 will get you the world, m of 2 will get you the how. So these are keys and these are values. So when you create the collection of these key value pairs, whenever you pass the value in circular brackets, it will read. It will try to access the key and then get the value corresponding to that. So if I say m of 3, where there is no value, it will say key not found, and it will throw an exception. So there is a question here. No, these two are two different things. Set is different and map is different. I think your question could be, if we want to use mutable set, do we have to import scala.collection.mutable.set? That is correct. You have to import scala.collection.mutable.set. Otherwise, it will, by default, the set will be immutable. But as I have imported somewhere in the middle, it is showing mutable here. Okay, but by default, you will see the immutable set. If you want to use the mutable set, you have to use import, and I have done that earlier. Otherwise, you can also give fully qualified path like this. Either way you can do. Okay, so that is about accessing the elements from the map. So let us create let us try to use our case class order itself and try to demonstrate using that rather than using simple list of map of integers or map of some random values. Let us come up with a real world scenario. So here I am actually creating a case class of order. Okay, and I will be using order ID as the key, and value will be the order record. So we can actually, if there is a data set, we can actually load and we can actually create a map using order ID as key and the record as value. As it is unique, you can use order ID as key without any issues. But I don't want to complicate stuff here. That's why I'm just adding the elements directly. Programmatically, you have to first read the data from the file using scala.io.source, and then use the read file function from the source, convert into a list, process that list, and then you have to assign it to the map. Probably I will create an exercise on that so that you know what how to process the data and create the map out of it. So Sudhir is asking, there are two maps. One is data structure and another is API. Is this statement correct? That's correct. Yeah. Okay. So by default, whatever map we are seeing is a hash map. So it will compute the hash value of your key and it will try to create index out of it. And then you will be able to access the elements. You might have familiar with hash map. Most of these things, even set, right? If you think set is a data structure, it's a concept, and there is the API. List is also the same thing. So whatever we are talking about, they are concepts and they are APIs also. So unless you understand the concepts, you will not be able to use the API. Okay, if you understand the concept, whatever name you have given to that API, you just have to fill the gap and you will be able to use it. So understanding the concepts is a lot more important than APIs. Okay, so here I have created the case class, and I have created a immutable map. Okay, and if I want to add a new element to the map, I can say m plus and just give it like this. Either we can use circular brackets with comma as delimiter like this, or we can also say 3 hyphen greater than symbol and the order object. Okay, and this is how you can actually add element to the map. You can see m dot, you can see plus 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 colon, etc. Similarly, if you try to create a map m equal to Scala dot collection dot mutable dot map, and let's say 1 comma hello. Okay, and if you hit m dot and tab, because it is mutable, you see the operators with equal, and also you will see the update. Okay, so the mutable, you can update the existing map itself, whereas immutable you cannot. And both have plus and minus, or minus minus. Okay, so now these are the typical operations which we'll be doing on map. One is lookup, second one is sub collection producers, and third one is transformations. So these are the things which we typically do. So lookup operations are like apply, get or else, contains, is defined at, etc. Okay, so if I say m dot get of 1, I can also say m of 1 to get the first element, the corresponding value for the key 1. But if I say m dot get of 1, it actually returns something called option. Okay, and you can see the value as sum of hello. Okay, it does not actually return the thing as string itself. It is saying that, okay, I am returning something to you. And if you want to typecast, you can use additional function called get. Some have a get method, and it will actually get the appropriate value from you, and it returns the string. Okay, so that is the difference between m of 1 and m dot get of 1. Okay, so depending upon, I don't know where this one can should be used against this one. I'm not sure about that scenario, but most of the time I prefer to use this one. It is very straightforward. I don't need to again typecast. Okay, and then apply. Let us see. I do not remember what is apply. Okay, so apply is if you want to update the value. Let me see. Apply of. Okay, I think there is some functional difference between apply and get. I think m of 1 is like apply. Okay, so you can see that I'm getting the exact value. You can see the documentation. I'm not 100% sure on that. And then you have this get or else. So sometimes when you pass the key, there might not be a corresponding key value pair in the collection. So if you want to handle that scenario gracefully, for example, if I say m dot get off, let me see what all key value pairs I have. I have only m. I have created the other one also, right? Let me create this one. Okay, and then m dot get of 1, I will get the order, or m of 1, I will get the order object. But if I say m of 3, it says key not found. If I want to or m dot get of 3 also, it returns none. Okay, so this is one scenario where you might have to use get. If you are not sure whether you will get the value or not, and if you want to handle that scenario gracefully, using m dot get is not throwing an exception, whereas m of 3 is throwing up exception. Let me try m dot apply of 3. So m dot apply and m of is same. M dot get is a bit different. Okay, it returns option, and you can handle the situation more gracefully. Now, if you want to use, if you want to get some default value whenever key is not found, you can say get or else, and you can say 3, and you can return an empty order or a generic order like 100 comma x comma -1 comma y. Okay. Okay, so get or else, if there is no match, whatever you have given as the second parameter, it will be returned. It will be returned when you use get or else. So get and get or else can be used to handle the exception scenarios more gracefully. And then if you say m of 1, sorry, m dot contains of 1, it will say whether the element exists or not. Okay, and if you say m dot is defined yet, so there should be some difference between contains and is defined yet. You can go to the documentation and you should be able to understand. Okay, there should be some difference. And then sub-collection producers. So if you want to get all the keys, you can say m dot keys, and it will create the, because the keys are unique, it has created the set for you. Okay, same thing is m dot key set. Okay, so both are same, m dot keys or m dot key set. Anyway, if you see here, even though it is creating a set, it is assigning to iterable. It is not assigning to a set type. So if you want to iterate through it immediately, you can use m dot keys. But if you want to perform additional operations which are available on set, you can convert to set and you can do additional operations. That's the difference between m dot keys and m dot key set. And then keys iterator, m dot keys iterator. It is giving a non-empty iterator. Again, this is primarily to iterate through the elements and do whatever operation you want to perform. Values, m dot values, it will return list, or actually say map like. It is also iterable. We need to see what is this map like. Okay, and you can see the values in it. You can also use values iterator. And then transformations, if you want to filter based on a key, you can use filter keys. If you want to apply transformations on values, you can use map values. Okay, so here let me demonstrate both. So here I want to get only those orders where order ID is greater than 2 or greater than or equal to 2. Only 2, 3, 4, 5 I want to get. I want to ignore others. So what I can do, I can say os dot filter keys and hit tab. You can apply the logic, and each element that will be passed to this function is nothing but a key. You are not passing values, you are only passing keys. Okay, so that's why it is saying integer, because our keys are of type integer. So here I can say underscore greater than or equal to 2, and I will get only 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you want to explicitly name the parameter, you can say p implies p greater than or equal to 2. It will give the same result. Okay, now if I want to apply transformations on the values, I can say os dot map values, And if you see, whatever element that will be passed as part of this function is of type order. Okay, so we can apply whatever logic on that and we can get whatever we want. So in this case, let us say I just want to get the date. I don't want to get anything else. What I can do, I can say underscore dot order date and hit enter. I only get the dates from each of the values. So that is how you can actually apply the transformations on a collection called map, which is available as part of your Scala collection packages. Okay, so go through these things, practice, very, very important stuff. If you don't practice, you will forget. Understand the concepts, make sure concepts are clear. And as it all depends upon, so your comfort level with respect to Spark is directly proportional to your comfort level to collections. If you're not comfortable with collections, you will struggle with Spark. It could be any collections, it need not be Scala collections. Now we are going to add another very, very important data structure called tuple. Okay. So tuple also starts with brackets, and you can give like this. Okay. So if there are only two elements, it is similar to key value pair. And we can actually create the collection of these things in map. Map and tuple are not same. Map is collection of paired tuples, which are considered as key value pairs. Whereas this one individually is a tuple with two elements. And the major difference between collection and tuple is tuple contains heterogeneous type of elements, different types of elements. So in this case, there are two elements in the tuple. One is of type integer, other one is of type string. And also I can have float. I can also have order. Okay, it can be anything. And let me create a variable here, val t equal to, and there is no data type for tuple. There is nothing like t colon tuple. There is no data type like that. It's a unique structure they have created. We just have to put in circular brackets and create as many elements in that. Okay. So now you see t is of type tuple, which have four elements, and the first element type is integer, second element type is string, third element type is double, and fourth element type is order. Okay, don't get confused between map and tuple. Map uses only one feature of tuple to generate the key value pairs as part of the collection. Map is a collection. Tuple is not a collection. It is a structure where it can have n number of elements of different data types. Okay, and if you hit t dot and tab, there are only few methods that are available. Okay, this underscore 1, underscore 2, underscore 3, underscore 4, because we have 4 elements. If we have 5 elements, it will show underscore 1 through underscore 5. And then there are these product arity, product element, product prefix, which we have seen earlier. And there is a function called toString, and then equals, hash code, copy, etc. Only these things are available. Tuple is a completely different structure than anything else. So Rohit is asking a question here. So tuple only depends upon the number of elements it contains, like 1, hello, for example. Yeah, number of elements and data type of the elements. Okay, and data type of the element can be anything. You can treat it as a list of heterogeneous type of elements. So to access the tuples, you can use underscore notation. Underscore 1, so it starts with 1, not 0. Underscore 1 will give the first element. Underscore 2 will give the second element. Underscore 3 give the third element. Underscore 4 give the fourth element. If you set t dot underscore 5, I think it will throw an exception. Okay, it is not member of. So internally, compiler will take care of whatever it is required for you. Okay, in the end, everything is classes and interfaces and objects only. Whatever bytecode that is generated will take care of the necessary complexity, and you don't need to worry too much about that. Okay. I don't know if I don't know about the logical reason why they have defined like that. I think they treat tuple as a completely different structure. It's not like collection. So I think they want to draw a solid line between tuple and collection. Probably that is the reason why they use underscore notation to access the elements, and the index starts from 1 through whatever number of elements you have. That could be the only reason. I'm not sure about others. Okay, I'm not sure if there is any other valid reason. And now you can actually mix and match tuples and collections. A tuple can have collection as one of the elements in it. A collection can be set of tuples also. It can have tuples as elements. Okay, you can mix and match. So here I have shown a few examples. Create tuple of int and list of order. Okay. So here, if you see, there is a tuple. One minute, let me recollect. So this is a task. First, let us create the case class. And then create tuple of int and list of order. Perform some operations on the list and return tuples. Okay, 1 minute. Tuple of int and okay. So the first thing what we'll be doing is we'll be creating a tuple of integer and list of orders. So there will be two elements. One is two elements in each of the tuple. One is an integer number and the list of orders. Okay. So this is not the appropriate code for that. Okay. Let me just understand what I have done. I think my verbiage is a little bit incorrect. I will fix it. So if I want to create a tuple of a simple integer and collection, this is the example. Okay. So val t equal to. So this is the bracket for starting the tuple, and this is the bracket to end the tuple. It has two elements. One is number 1 and the other one is set. Okay, and hit enter. Okay, I have to close that. Yeah, sorry. So this bracket and this bracket are matched, and this one is actually for the set. Okay, and these have two elements. You can see here. One is of type integer and second one is of type set or collection. So if I say t dot underscore 1, we'll get the first element. T dot underscore 2 will give us the second element. Now t dot underscore 2 is a collection. As it is collection, either you can create a variable by saying s equal to t dot underscore 2 and do whatever you want, or you can directly say t dot underscore 2 dot and you can do whatever you want. So let me get the count of elements. First, let me get the minimum of order ID in this. So out of t dot underscore 2 dot, I want to get only the element which have the minimum of the order ID. So the minimum order ID is, I think, 1. This one. So I have to get this element. Okay. So how can I do that? So t dot underscore 2 dot. If I hit tab, there are APIs available here. Okay, so I have to use map and reduce. Sorry, no need to use map here. I just have to use reduce, and apply the logic to get the order ID with minimum record with minimum order ID. So I can say t dot underscore 2 dot reduce, okay, and you can see the data type of the parameters, and both are of type order. Okay, so I have to give min comma element, and here I have to apply the logic to get the order details of the minimum order ID. So what I have to do, I am opening a curly brace here. If min dot, okay, split, no need to say split, min dot order ID is less than element dot order ID, I have to return min, else I have to return element. Okay, and then close this curly brace and then circular brace and then hit enter. Now you got the order with minimum order ID. So this is how you can actually apply transformations such as reduce on these tuples. So tuples and collections will be extensively used as part of Spark. Okay. So there are other things also. Now I want to get the count of elements. So what I want to do in the collection. So I can say t dot underscore 2 dot size will give the number of elements in that set. And if I want to filter for completed orders, I can say dot and see if there is a filter here. There is a filter, so I can use filter here. And as part of the filter, I can say underscore dot order status equal to complete. So I'm getting the completed orders. Okay. Now let us make it a bit more complicated. In this case, I have list of tuples, and each tuple is a pair of a single value which is integer and a collection. So it's we are actually nesting the tuples and collections. Okay, and you should be comfortable doing this so that you are comfortable with Spark. We'll be doing this type of stuff a lot with Spark. Okay, now if I want to get number of elements within each tuple that is part of this set, what I have to do, our variable name is t. So t dot, and I have to use map, okay, because for each and every tuple I want to see how many elements are there in the collection. Okay, so here if I say t dot map, what is the element data type? The element data type is tuple itself. Okay, so if I give a here, a is of type tuple, and I want to get this integer and the size of each collection. So what I have to do, I have to again create a tuple of it. So first a dot underscore 1 will get me the key, and then a dot underscore 2 will actually get the collection. You can see it here. It's a dot underscore 2 is collection, and there is the size here. Okay, so I can use a dot underscore 2 dot size and hit enter. Now you can see the number of elements for each tuple with the key and the size of the elements. Now if I want to get the completed orders from each of these two elements in the list, which are of type tuples, and the tuple have a normal value and a collection, and from that collection I want to grab the completed orders. So how to do? Again, I have to start with t dot map, because on each element in the list I want to apply the transformation. So I have to use map here, and then a is of type tuple, a dot underscore 1 comma a dot underscore 2 dot order status. Sorry, I have to use filter operation here. Okay, and for the filter, Now you can see, so a dot underscore 2 is of type set, and on top of it I am using filter operation. What is the element type in each of the set? It's of type order. Okay, so whatever parameter we will be passing to this will be of type order, which have the method called order status equal to complete. Okay, and then hit enter. I think I missed one more bracket, and you can see the uh, output as list. Again, it has two elements. To make it more readable, I can say dot for each println, and you see this is one element in the list. Now the new list have the subset of elements from the set which are only in completed state, but the key remains same. Sorry, whereas value is just completed orders. Okay, so this is how you can actually try to perform complex collection based operations as part of our real world problems. Okay, that being said, I will conclude on tuples also here. Don't worry about flat map at this time. We will cover flat map quite extensively when we talk about word count program in Spark. So I'm ignoring it for now. Okay, I will explain a bit about exercise, and you should be able to do this exercise. And it's not easy exercise. Okay, it is a bit complicated. So the exercises are there are 5 of them. Okay, and here first let us see the data that is available in the GitHub account. You can click on this or right click on this and go open a new tab. Open link in new tab. You go here. There is the ls 2014.tsv. Click on this. I think it is approximately 10 MB or something. I do not remember. You can say raw and then file, save page as, save page as. Make sure you save it as tab separated values and save onto your machine. You can save wherever you want. Data is tab separated, and this is the structure of data: state, constituency, candidate name, sex, age, category, party name, party symbol, general, postal, total, percentage of total values, percentage of polled votes, total number of voters. Each record contain above attributes, and there will be separate records for each contestant from each constituency. Okay, you can save the contents of the file in GitHub to any location on your PC and convert the contents of the file with this code. So this is the basic code which I have given to convert the file into the collection. Okay, so I'm copy pasting this one. First, let us see results dot size. There are 8,356 records, and here first I just want to see number of none of the above votes for each state. Okay, so we have approximately 30 states, and for each state I want to get none of the above votes. How many none of the above votes are polled in each of the state? So to do that, first you need to understand the structure of the data. So what you have to do is, you can say results dot take of 100 to get the preview of your data, and then you can say for each println. Okay, I don't know why it behave like this. See, I think it's the issue with REPL. If you do too much stuff in REPL, it starts behaving weird. Okay, so you can preview the data. For each constituency, there are multiple records. Let me take the example of the first one. Adilabad is one of the constituency in India. And if you see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 records for Adilabad. Okay, and one of them is none of the above. Okay, so we have to get none of the above for each of the constituency. Okay, and then we have to add those things to the state level. That is the problem statement. Okay, and here we are trying to use collection API. We are not using Spark APIs. We are actually using collection API. So first thing what I am doing, I am trying to get all the none of the above records, filtering out the other ones for each constituency. Okay, so I can run this and say notice dot take of 10 dot for each println. You can see for each constituency we got the none of the above, and you can actually say notice dot size to see the number of records. There are 495. Okay, so now we have to first get the none of the above words grouped together by state. Okay, so here if you look at the data structure, the first element, if you identify the proper delimiter and delimit your data, the first element after applying the split based upon your delimiter is state. The second one is constituency. The third one is none of the above, and then nota, blah blah blah. Okay, so here this one is 0. We are interested in this, and then we are interested in votes we got. So out of this, I think this one is the total number of votes. This 12,388 is the total number of none of the above votes for this constituency. So I need to get this one, and I need to add at each state level to get the number of the above votes for each state. That's the logic which I need to implement. Okay, so now let me say notice dot 1 minute. So notice dot map of. So first I need to out of those n number of elements in the data, I just need to get the state and the number of votes for each constituency. I don't need anything else. So for each input record, which is a string, I have to get only two elements. One is state, and the other one is the number of the above votes for each constituency. So I have to create a tuple for each input record. So hence I have to use map function. Map is primarily used for row level transformation. It always takes one element as input and returns one transformed element as output. In this case, the type of element that is passed as input is type string. You can see that by hitting tab here. It is of type string, and return, you can return anything. In this case, we'll be returning a tuple. Okay, so rec implies rec dot split, and here tab is the delimiter. I think it will work. I thought it might not work yesterday. Let's see whether it will work or not. And then state we can get like this, and the total number of votes is this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we have to use 7. Let me make sure that I am using the appropriate thing. Okay, it is 8. Okay, let us see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me see. So let us say 8 here because the code says so, and let us see if it actually give the appropriate details or not. I think there is one space or something in the middle for the one of the records, so that's why we have to use 8. I do not remember exactly. Okay, and then take off 10 for each println and hit enter. Okay, right, it is. It got empty. Notice itself is empty, so it is not empty. Anyway, let me try it again. Okay, again the data is gone. So I need to copy paste this one. Yeah, I think it is REPL related issue. So you have to be a bit careful with REPL when you try to type too much of stuff. Okay, and then let me try this. And now you can see. Okay, so let me see where is this 17,021. I'm just validating whether the data is correct or not. Okay, Adilabad. Okay, actually I have to get this one. The reason why we got this one is you can see here. So for none of the above, under the person name, there is none of the above, but there are additional fields. There are 3 fields which are missing to this. So for that reason, you have to be a bit careful to choose the right field. Actually, I have to use 10, not even 8. Okay, so validation is very, very important. So here I have to say 10. I have to fix, I will fix the code. And now you see, we got the appropriate values. Okay, let us search for 9037 here. Mahbub Nagar, yeah, that is correct. So you have to perform this sanity checks so that you are doing it right. So this actually gave the state and a number of none of the above votes for each constituency. And then now you got the tuple. I have to use Andhra Pradesh as key and add for Andhra Pradesh and rest of the states to get the total number of none of the above votes for each constituency. So that is the problem statement, right? So now it is a bit complicated. First, we need to understand what is the type of this one. Okay, so the type of this one is iterator of type tuple. And let me give it a name here, val I equal to, let me copy paste this one. And see I dot, say I dot. So if you say I dot, there are very limited options, whereas list have many other options. One of the options that is missing here is group by. There is no group by option here. Because I have to group by the state and get the count, I have to use group by. So I cannot, as I cannot use iterator directly for that, I have to convert it into list first, and then I have to use group by. So here I will say val L equal to I dot to list. Okay. Now L is of type list, and if I say L dot tab, you will find the group by option. So I have to use group by, and then I have to group by the first element in the data. What is the first element? It's the state. So here I am saying rec implies rec dot underscore 1. It will group by the state. And if you hit enter, the return type is again is map. So group by actually returns map. We have seen yesterday also when we talk about operations on collections. After sorting, I have demonstrated group by also. So this is kind of a revision for that. So group by always return map. As we did not see map by yesterday, I did not emphasize much on the output. Now I am going to emphasize on that. So the output of the group by is a map. The key will be on which field you are trying to group by, and I have defined here. So state is the key. So you can see here you got Tripura here, and the 2 elements as a list. Similarly, Arunachal Pradesh and 2 elements. Bihar have more. There are many things. So you got many Bihar. For each and every state, you will get like that. Okay. So you can actually see the size of it. We have 33, including union territories and all. The data is having 33 different keys. Okay. And for each key, now we have to count. What we have to count? We have both state name as well as the number of none of the above words. Okay, so we have to extract none of the above words and discard this one and add only the none of the above words to get the final output. Okay, so L dot group by, let me say val G equal to L dot group by. Okay, and now I have to there are 33 records. Each record have the key and value, and I have to transform that key and value pair to get the number of words for each and every record. So I have to use map function here. So I have to use g dot map. Okay, and if you hit tab to get the syntax, you see each element that will be passed to this map function, to this function as part of map is of type tuple. Okay, so if I say rec is of type tuple, I need to get the state, so I have to say rec dot underscore 1. But when it comes to value, I want to get the sum of none of the above words. I don't want to get everything. So what I have to do? I have to say rec dot underscore 2. What is rec dot underscore 2? It is of type list. Okay, and the list have 2 elements. One is state and none of the above words for each constituency. Okay, so I have to say rec dot 2, and again I have to use map function. Okay, so that I can extract only the none of the above words. I don't want the state anymore. So I have to use dot map here, and then again if you hit tab, you can see the syntax. It is saying string comma string. I should have converted to integer somewhere above for the none of the above words. Anywhere we haven't done earlier. Now we will try to do. Okay, so as part of the map, each element is of type tuple of 2 strings, and so rec is of type tuple, and I don't want the first element. I just need the second element. So I have to say rec dot underscore 2 dot 2 int, because it is of type integer. So now the map actually create a collection of none of the above words for each state. Now I have to use sum, okay, to get the none of the above words aggregated, and the output of this tuple will be now state and the number of none of the above words at each state level. Okay, and I have to close the bracket, and then for each println and hit enter. Now you got none of the above words for each state. Okay, let me type history here. You guys spend some time. Okay, so let me again run this. So first import scala.io.source, then this one, then this one. Okay, then I will just copy paste this one. Let me edit this because there is a small typo. It should not be 8, instead it should be 10. And here I have actually typecasted in the appropriate location only, but as part of the demonstration I did not typecast in the appropriate location. You should be typecasting as early as possible in the flow. You should not wait until the last moment. Okay, so then we have filtered the data. And then we have implemented the logic. And also finally, I actually converted the results to list and sorted them in the descending order by none of the votes polled for each state. Now I can actually print the results. Okay, now you can see Uttar Pradesh is the topmost state for none of the above, then Tamil Nadu, then Bihar, then West Bengal, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the logic which we have developed. So please review and let me know if you have any questions in this, and make sure you understand this, and make sure you understand the problem statements which I have given, and make sure you do the exercises. If you don't do these exercises, you will struggle a bit with Spark. Okay, so this one is very simple. We just have to get all the distinct constituencies. Number of constituencies by state sorted in descending order by number of constituencies. Number of seats for each party in each state. Output should be state, BJP, INC, etc. So you have to pivot. This is a bit complicated exercise, but it will test your Scala skills and understanding about the collection API and etc. If you can do this, you will be at a next level when it comes to coding using Scala, especially dealing with collection APIs. And then get the percentage of polled votes for each party, and then get top candidates by margin. Number of votes for winner, number of votes for first runner-up. Okay, so I just need the top 10 candidates by margin. So the definition of margin for the top 10 candidates is number of votes for winner minus number of votes for first runner-up. Okay, so spend time. You might not be able to do it by Monday or so, but keep on working on these things and make sure you completed these exercises. You can actually get those reviewed by your peers. I will not be able to review your code. You can post it on discuss.itversity.com with your answer, saying exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, etc. And if you want to tag your friends, if they're also on Discuss, you just use that and give the name of the friend with whom you want to get your code reviewed, and ask him to review. Okay. So that being said, that is it for today. If you have any questions, not necessarily on the today's topic, but in general, let me know. I will handle those questions. Otherwise, we'll wrap up. Okay, so the first question is from Venugopal is, I'm having some issue while reading the file from local. So I will make you the presenter. If I will be able to troubleshoot the issue, I will. Otherwise,
yes,
you can write it in Discuss and we will see it. Someone might be able to help you. Okay, I'm making you presenter.
yeah. I mean, here the file is like a.
No, I cannot see your screen. You have to go to Quick Start and click on share screen.
Yeah. The file is, and I can able to read the file lines.
Okay.
Then I just trying to load the file like using the function.
Okay.
I'm just getting a no data file. So I mean, I given the path as file, that's the actual file. So it's not a huge thing. It's not a plan.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So here, but the reading is like it's reading from.
So you just have to use try to read it using C:\\\, /itversity, whatever path. Try it. Okay, give a shot.
You can also try with only the file name.
We need to specify the location, right?
Yeah, if you are in that path, then probably giving relative path will work, but that is not a good practice. You should get your fully qualified path working. No, not with this notation, regular C colon notation. C colon.
That's in sequence. So when I
No, it will be in C drive only. So you need to figure out the location of your path from the Explorer, and you can use that path. C colon. I think you have to use backslash, not the forward slash, and you have to type twice. Yeah, all the backslashes, you try typing twice. Then you have to say, okay, you need to, okay, let me take the control, okay? Okay. So there is a comment, let me check that comment. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. So C colon. No, we have to go to the C colon and then okay, can you hit shift and shift enter? Sorry, shift insert, not enter, shift insert. My shift insert. You cannot use control V here. Or okay, no need, wait. I just have to right click and paste. Okay, and then I will remove. What is the extension? Okay, I know why it is failing even using SIG drive. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, it is TSV only. Let me see, TSV. So import scala.io. Source al results equal to source dot from file name get lines so yeah, it's now itself it is saying non-empty iterator, so it should be working. Results dot take of 10 for each println. Okay, so that is how you can actually access on Windows. So if it is on discuss, Vinod, please respond to this, or let him respond. Okay, Venu, please close the ticket on discuss and paste this answer, how you should be able to access. Okay. Yeah, sure. So, any other question?
Nothing much, but after that, after that, like it's overwriting the next slide. It's not going to.
Yeah, those are all side effects of REPL. So there is not much we can do. We just have to type it in multiple lines. So it is not foolproof. There will be bugs or there will be limitations. You need to adjust to those limitations.
Okay. Until that, like after getting that, we need to come back and we need to divide.
For the better readability purposes, what I do is whenever I have to invoke multiple functions, after each invocation, let me share my screen. Okay, if you see the code which we have used for the demonstration earlier, see here, after each function invocation, after dot, I move to the next line. This is much better in readable purposes and you don't run into those kind of issues. Okay, or you can create as many variables as you want in the process, and it's better to break into manageable pieces.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so there are a few more questions. Let me take those questions. So Sandeep is saying not able to get port number to invoke RDP. Issue is on discuss. Okay, have you tagged it as Big Data Labs? Please tag it as Big Data Labs, Sandeep. Then we will have a look at it.
It's tagged currently.
Not tagged, but you have to categorize. Sorry.
The top one, right? When you open it, it's tagged on the categorization.
Okay. So we will have a look at it. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to the Big Data Labs here. Which one is it? Yours? You have to categorize under Big Data Labs. I think you have tagged, not categorized. So make sure. Yeah.
I can see that it is tagged as.
Yeah. Yeah. So just send me the link. Probably the title could be a bit misleading for us or something. So now itself, send me in the chat. Yeah. I don't know why it did not. Oh, it is 6 day old. Okay. That's why it is not coming in the top. Okay, I will definitely ask our team to have a look at it. So you are on GW02 only, right? You tested it, you checked this on gw02.itverse.com, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we will have a, we will take a look at that. So the last one for today, in collection, we can also define heterogeneous elements, how it is different from tuple. I have already covered. So even though you create heterogeneous elements, it will try to get the more generic type to it. It will try to assign a generic type to it. So if you actually create a list, val l equal to list of 1 comma hello 2.0, it created a collection of type any. It's not heterogeneous elements anymore. You cannot treat each of these elements directly as string or float or integer. They are treated as any now. You have to typecast and then you have to process. And also with collections, you have all these APIs available, whereas with tuples, you will not be having all these APIs available. So Tuple is a kind of collection of heterogeneous elements, whereas other collections are collection of homogeneous elements. Okay, that being said, thank you very much. We'll catch up tomorrow. We'll try to wrap up Scala by tomorrow. And from Monday, we will focus on Monday night US time or Tuesday morning India time. We'll be focusing on Spark. Thank you. Bye. Those who are on YouTube Live, thank you very much for joining the session. I hope your questions are answered by our team. But this is just complimentary. They will be able to answer whatever they are able to. Others, we have to take those offline. You can write those questions on discuss.itversity.com, and there are people who will be supporting you, whether you join our live trainings or not. Okay. That being said, if you need environment to practice, please use labs.itversity.com. If you need support, use discuss.itversity.com. If you like this video, please click on the like button. It means a lot to us. And if you want to share with your friends, just click on share, and you can share on the social networking platform. And also to get communication of the live sessions, etc., please join this what is this Telegram channel called Itversity. So this is the link, t.me/itversity. You need to have a Telegram mobile app, or you need to have an account, and then you will be able to get updates from us. So whenever we launch the session, whenever we launch the courses, etc., we will be notifying you through this. Okay. That being said, thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye.